Hey everyone, my name is David Bulluck. I'm at the Bulluck Law Group here in Tampa, Florida. We're a personal injury trial law firm. And with the current situation that we find ourselves in with coronavirus and COVID-19 and all the different ramifications and challenges that have come with that, one of the issues for businesses as they try to reopen the economy, and whether it's safe to do so, whether they can be full force or at what percentage of capacity they can be at, and what's their liability. And if someone goes to a business establishment, then if they could contract coronavirus from a place where they believe they got it from, can you bring a lawsuit? So I don't have any notes on this. It's come up. I've had people ask me about it. I've had potential clients ask me about it. And I thought, you know what, that's something that I should do a video on. That way there's some information that's out there. So I want to talk about how difficult I think it would be to bring a coronavirus case. And so you have to first look at what's a premise liability case. And that's, I think, the broad umbrella that this would fall under. So if you're a person, if you're a customer, if you go inside of a business, you're going to be what's considered a business invitee. That means that the business has the obligation to make their premises safe for you to be at. And if the customer is using reasonable care, if there's a concealed danger there that in using reasonable care you wouldn't ordinarily see, then the business has to provide warning of that concealed danger. So that's the duty that the business owes a business invitee. So if whether or not they breach that duty, there's no real method, I don't know, to prove that specifically with coronavirus. I mean, does that include wearing masks? If the business is following all the local county ordinances and guidelines, if they're socially distancing, if they're keeping their customers separated, if none of their employees have had COVID-19 or coronavirus, if they're not aware of any of their customers who've had coronavirus, if they're wearing masks, hand sanitizer, if they're doing all of those things, then I think that obviously they're aware of coronavirus and they're trying to take every measure possible. I don't know that duty's been breached, but let's assume that you can prove that duty was breached. Then we have to get into causation, and just turn on the local news, and I don't know if there's anyone that agrees as far as what the cause of coronavirus is. How it spread, whether masks prevent it, whatever it is. I'm not here to debate that, but I'm simply pointing out that there is a debate over how coronavirus is spread and what causes it. So to prove legal causation, I think would be a challenge, not just for the virus itself, but how you live your life, meaning in a 2-week time period before when you think you got it and a 2-week time period after, or whatever that time period needs to be. Did you go anywhere else? Did you see anyone, whether they came to your house? Did you have any packages delivered to your house that you opened? Did you have groceries delivered to your house? Publix Instacart, whatever it may be. I mean, you would almost have to show that you were in a bubble in the weeks before and the weeks after, I think, to show causation. And then when you get to damages, everyone seems to have different symptoms. Obviously, there's been a lot of deaths, but then some people, they have no symptoms at all. So that would obviously be very determining to that individual person as far as what their symptoms were. So I think proving whether or not the company breached a duty, I think that would be a challenge in and of itself. And then I think that proving causation would be a challenge in and of itself as well. So, and then obviously, I don't know that there would be insurance coverage for it on a business liability standpoint, if you could prove all of those things. So I think they're very challenging cases. I think everyone is trying to figure this out as we go. I think that we're all in this together. I think it's better to be safe. I think it's better to use social distancing. I think it's better to use a mask. I certainly use a mask. That's what we're doing at my law firm here. So I think the more that we do this, the more we try to squash the curve or flatten the curve and keep everyone safe until there's a vaccine, when we can all get back to life with some semblance of normalcy. I think that's what the goal is. But as far as bringing an actual case for coronavirus, I don't know how valuable it is, and I think it'd be very difficult to prove, but that's my personal take on it. There may be other attorneys who have different views than I do. But that's certainly my take, and I want to wish everyone to stay safe, stay healthy, stay distanced, wear your mask, and hopefully we'll all be back together soon. Take care.